Welcome back to How-to Pottery and Crafts. I'm Vanessa. Today I'm going to make a really short video for you to show you how you can clone your molds without using silicone. Some people don't like silicone, they can't use it for some reason, their space isn't big enough, or they just want to preserve their mold so maybe they can use it again. When I make a copy of a mold, I don't usually use it again. I usually turn it into the master mold and I just set it up on a shelf, but a lot of people don't have the room for that. So I'm gonna show you a little cheat that you can use. This is not easier. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This is actually harder, but you don't use silicone. So let me show you how you do it. So what we're gonna do is we are going to take this slip right here and we're gonna put a well, first we'll clean our mold because we need it clean. And then we're gonna put a very thick coating of slip over the mold. My bay door is open. Don't blow the dust in yours in your studio if you don't have a lot of air. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this mold prepped and ready, and the clay. You need super soft clay. If your clay is not really soft, it's not gonna work for this. If the clay you have is kind of hard, then put it in a bag with a little bit of water and then submerge it into a 5-gallon bucket with water so it kind of forces that water in there and makes it really soft. This is the cheap clay that I talk about all the time I get from Hobby Lobby. So what I'm gonna do is this is the piece that I wanna make a mold from. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of shape this first. You can press it in if you want, but this is not gonna be our final product. So don't jump the gun and go ahead and pour plaster over this because it probably won't work. This is what we don't want. Do you see all the lines and the cracks? It's just terrible. And then if you take your tool or you try to smooth it out, then you're gonna have your finger marks and lines and tools. This is no good, not for what we need anyway. So here's the fix for that. You might know where I'm going with this already. So what we're gonna do is clean this off, and we're gonna dump this in here. You don't have to be super careful with it. It doesn't really matter at this stage. You just want to make sure that it's coated. You do not have to coat the whole mold, just the surface that you plan on copying. Although I am messy, so, you know, it just happens that way. It'd probably do me just to dunk the whole thing in there. Do better. So we're gonna let it sit for a few minutes because the plaster is doing its thing. It's absorbing the moisture out of the slip. Just make sure it's everywhere that you need it. Rotate it around, let it get as thick as it possibly can without drying. That's important. No drying. Okay, we're gonna set this down for a minute until it gets a skin. If you let it dry, it's gonna crack. Don't let that happen. I can see that I'm starting to get a little bit of matte color on here. It's not a full sheen. Now's the time that we're going to put our clay in here. So we have our blank that we already made. We're going to press it in very well. Now we're going to take the rest of our clay and we're going to build it up. And remember, you don't want it drying. So let's work pretty fast. If you want all of these coils to already be coiled out for you, so all you have to do is lay them on here and smooth them out, that's probably the best. If your corners are round, you need to square them up. Sorry I haven't really put out a lot of videos this month. I'm working on some other projects. Potentially for you. If you are beyond what I'm teaching at this point, I have pretty much a master class. It's called the Casting Lab, where we do very deep dives that I show you things that are not copyrighted that you can get inspired from to make high value items. The Casting Lab is not open yet, but it will be here in another week or so, and the first project's going to be pretty cool. It's an oddity lamp. So once we have this done, clean up my mess, we're going to arrange our coddle boards first before we ever start on this, and mine are already done over there. If you jumped the gun and you did this first, well, then I want you to leave the clay on here. Do not take the clay off. Leave it on here until you build your coddle boards, because the slip that you put on here is going to start drying pretty fast. All right, let's see what happens. What you don't want is a lot of movement, so ease it off slowly, and don't peel it. Loosen it up and then pull it. If you let it sit for a few minutes, it releases a lot easier too, because the plaster is absorbing the moisture from the clay and the slip. If you have any problems like this not wanting to release, let it sit for a few more minutes. This is what we come out with. This is what you want. It is smooth. It is an exact copy. Now, all we have to do is mix up our plaster and pour it over it, and we are going to get a copy. Looks like I have a little tiny boo-boo here from pulling it out of the mold funky, but that's okay. That's easily, oh, well, I guess the mold's got a little boo-boo on it itself. All of this stuff right here, you can take your fettling knife and remove this. And there you go. That right there is how you make a copy of a mold without silicone. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the multi-piece mold. These are going to be more difficult. This is much easier with silicone, but let this be known. You get one copy out of this. If you do silicone and make your mother mold of it, you can do multiples. This, you get one. Okay, so once we clean everything up and make sure there's no debris or dust. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing that we did last time, but we are going to make sure that we fill in all of these holes. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and fill in our cavity. Remember, it don't have to be perfect, but you do want it to really have good contact with the entire surface that's going to be poured. Just like if you would use silicone, we would block it in here and here, so the silicone would come on the edges. You're not just doing the cavity. Now, if you just want to pour a relief and try to make something from there, you can. That's not what we're doing. Okay, so once you know that it's in there pretty good, remember, this is not our final project. This is not the final piece. It does not have to be perfect. But, you know, the closer you get it when you actually try to put it back on here, the better. It doesn't matter if it sticks or not at this juncture. You don't want this. And I don't care how smooth you try to put it in there, it's not going to work. I've tried everything. Okay, so let's pour this over here like we did before. Just the same as we did before, be very generous with it. And it's not as dry as I thought it would be. So this one's soaking up the slip a little bit slower, so it's going to take us a little bit longer. We're going to make sure that we move it around though, and it gets everywhere. If you see what I mean, it's not any easier than the silicone. In fact, it's a little more difficult and it's more time consuming, but it's cheaper. And I get to save the mold and I get to use the mold afterwards. And that's the big draw for me on this. Okay, now it's time for this. If you remember, oh, this is heavy. We press the clay in here just to kind of give us a general shape. Let's put this in here now, the right way. That would help. So now we look like this. Now it's time to actually aggressively push this in here because you want them to bond. Okay, so this one's ready. This one's ready. This now, this is how we're going to have to do this. So I'm going to put this in here just like we did the others, and I'm going to really snug it around it just the same as we do everything else. You can see there's an undercut here. We're going to come in and we're going to cut right to that bevel that they put in here on the first time. It's the only way we're going to be able to get this out of here without distorting it. And if your mold, whichever one you're making a copy of, if somebody's gone in and they've beveled it, you're going to have to follow that, unfortunately, if you're doing this method. Silicone, doesn't matter. Okay, once I have this down like this, I'm just going to push it in again, just in the palm of my hand, make sure it's good. I'm just going to let it sit. Now, this will separate from this plaster eventually. We don't want to let it sit until this becomes a crusty, hard mess, because then we're going to get cracking on the inside where the slip was. So we're just going to let it sit. We're going to let, Freudian slip. We're going to let it sit until we can see it noticeably pulling away. So I'm probably going to give this about 20 minutes, I would think, as hot as it is right now. We're already in the 80s here. Beautiful Texas. We don't get spring. We get summer and Christmas. Now back to this. If you remember what I said before, you don't want to peel it up off of there. We want to gently pull it away so it removes the outer shell and the slip. But make sure you let it sit for a few minutes to let that firm up. So now it's time to pour the plaster. I'm not going to go into that in this video. I will link one at the very end that shows you step by step how to mix the plaster and how to pour the plaster. That's a whole nother video. This video would be too long. This is the first one we did. I just sprayed this with a little canola spray. If your delicate sensibilities don't let you use oil, then use Murphy oil soap. I use this as a press mold. Don't freak out in the comments. It's fine, trust me. And this is canola oil. It just rinses right out with a little soap and water. Okay, so now we're gonna pull this out. It has set, I don't know if it's set long enough, but we're gonna try, and I'll take you along with me here to see what it looks like. Alrighty. That one part still had an issue. You see this one part right here? The lady who had this before me must have gotten some sort of an oil in there. I mean, I push it back and that's actually pretty good. What you can do to fix this, so you're not throwing the baby out with bathwater, hold on just a minute. Oh, no pun intended. Hold on just a second, I'll show you how to fix this. And you've got little pop marks, or maybe the mold itself was damaged, which, who don't have that? Just get you a soft brush and just slip it. Be careful though, because these marks that you're leaving here will show up in your plaster. So if you can stay off the main body, do so, but like this right here, we don't have a choice. So if we want to pour this, and this has got to be sealed, and the slip did not absorb into the plaster. So that tells me that maybe the lady who had it, I mean, she maybe dripped something in it, because the whole mold isn't bad, so she probably just dripped by accident. Honestly, if I was making a professional copy for a production mold, I would start over. Now, we are going to put our cottle boards on. If you don't have your cottle boards, like I said, watch the video. I'm gonna post it for y'all. And it'll explain a lot of stuff for you. See how this is going to work? So once the boards go up, then I'm going to pour the plaster in here, let it sit, pull it off, and I'm going to have an exact copy of the inside. The outside will not be exact, clearly, because we kind of cheated a few things over here. And you know, this is all cleaned up with a rasp or a bandsaw afterwards. But that's it. That's all you do. So you do not have to use silicone. Well, thanks for tuning in. I hope I taught you something today. This right here is a money saver. It's a little more labor intensive, but you get to keep your mold. You do not have to lose it to the oil in the silicone. You can use just regular old slip. Now, I will give you a word of caution here. You need to use low fire slip because it's very silky and it's got talc in it. If you try to use a high fire slip, you may get cracking. I haven't tried that yet because I didn't want to waste my stuff, because I kind of already know what's going to happen. If you put it too thin of a layer of the high fire slip, well, it cracks. You know, even in the mold, it cracks sometimes. So I'm just going to let you know to do this. Now, if you don't have this much slip, or if you're not going to buy this, here's a little pro tip. Buy your clay, buy your low fire clay, and make your own slip out of it. Chunk it up, let it dry, add water to it, put your little immersion blender in there and make your slip. Done. All right, well, thanks for joining me, and I'm working on another video for y'all today too. I'm trying to beat the heat. Didn't really happen. And that should be out here in a couple of days, and that is a fun one. That is basically decor that hides things, because boy, don't we all have things we need to hide. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.